Show you how to fix a hole in drywall. Maybe this thing used to be there to hang your towel, and maybe your brother-in-law came over and ripped it out and said he was a drywaller and fix it, but left town. Who knows really why there's a hole in your drywall, but I'm going to show you how to fix it today, because a lot of people have problems fixing these holes. The next step of the way here, the first step I guess, is I cleaned out the hole so it's a nice square hole. Then I cut a piece of plywood about 1 inch by 4 inches. It did fit a bit tighter before, but I dropped that piece in the wall. And then I pre-started 2 screws there, and I started one in my piece of plywood, which it's kind of knotty, so hopefully it'll take a screw. And then yeah, you just got to bring it up like that, bring this down like this, and hopefully I can put screws in here so you have a piece of backing. It wasn't a problem. I just held on the bottom screw with the one on the backing with my fingers there, held onto it, and just slowly screwed the other ones in, and then you just take that one out. And yeah, there you go. Now you're ready to insert your mud and taper up and do your finishing. Well, the next thing I did was I found a little piece of plywood, approximately the right thickness, that cuts down on the amount of mud you got to put in there. It's not necessarily required, but because I'm putting a towel bar back over it, it'll really anchor it a lot better. So yeah, and then I carved out around here just down into the depth, and I pre-cut like a little piece of drywall paper right there. So after I get the mud, fill in the cracks, I'll have a piece ready, nice squared off, put it in there, and then I can put my top coat over top of that. Now let's go mix some mud. Okay, it's time to mix some mud. I just have some of this in my garage. I don't know if it's really made for these bigger holes. It's more for repairing cracks and stuff, but it's a 20-minute set time, and I like an adventure. So I just used a little measuring cup, put in 1/3, and then you go to your sink, put some water in, just a little bit. Oh, that was too much. And then you just mix it up. And you want to mix this really dry. My video's getting off here. Probably you were looking at my fish over there. Repairing a fishtail today as well. When you tell kids don't play with it, they're gonna break it. Guess what happens? They break it. No big deal. We own Crazy Glue too. So anyways, I'll mix this up and then I'll take it to the next step. Okay, things to note. I had to run and clean a towel. Make sure you don't use your best towels in your sink there, and then wipe the knife on it, because that'll slow your production. And that's what I did as well. When you're mixing this stuff, don't use your wife's best mixing bowl either. Things I've learned the hard way. And I tried to put this in already, so it's already a little bit wet, but it didn't stick because I'm probably running out of time on my 20-minute stuff. So I have a nice indent there. Hopefully it's sticking in. I think I got glue everywhere, or plaster, or whatever it is. Come on. So yeah, that's what you gotta do. You gotta get her in there. And then I'm lucky I got another putty knife that's approximately the same width as the thing. Don't be afraid you want it to be slightly bigger than the hole you're fixing, so it'll go right over and keep everything nice like that. Don't be afraid to go over on the existing a little bit, because you're gonna wash it off and tape it. I guess the more you play with it, the worse it looks, by the way. I put a lot on the first time because it's 20 minutes, and I hope just to sand it once and be done with it. I'm gonna take a chance and wrap up what's left over of my mud in plastic so that it hopefully doesn't set up hard, and that if I need to do a touch up, it's still good to use. Okay, I think it's ready to sand and stuff. Hopefully my touch-ups worked good. I like to put a straight edge on here and just make sure that the patch is a little bit sticking out further, so when I sand it I don't create a hole. So as you can see, it's sticking out, so it gives me a little room. Same thing, you can go the other way. It's hard to see there, but it is sticking out a little bit, so gives you some room to sand. And then in a circular motion, go like that. Don't press too hard or anything, but yeah, continue that until it's a lot closer. Then we'll show you the next. I've done my sanding, and I like to rub my finger over, make sure there's no edges anywhere. Then I can get this trusty straight edge there. Oops. There we go. It's completely flat. Then my next little trick here, you can kind of probably, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but there's a big white mark where I was sanding. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the whole area, before you do any touch-up painting. And it cleans all the little stuff out and makes your touch-up painting area look better. And it doesn't look like you were sanding all over the place. Hopefully you weren't. So, okay, now it's ready for paint. Okay, what we did, we just used a foam brush a little bit earlier to let it soak in. And now we're just going to use a roller to match the texture a little bit. I don't know, the paint is not really going on that well. And as well, I did come back and touch up the mud job a little bit and re-sand it before this so that it will be a better finish. Okay, it's the next day and the paint is a good color match because it was left with the house. So there's the patch. It is a bit raised and there's a bit of texture difference, so we're going to just give it a light sand before we put another coat on, and hopefully that makes it a little bit better. Okay, we've re-sanded it all completely flush here, so it's going to look good. I can tell the paint was wrapped in plastic overnight, so it didn't get hard when you're doing a bunch of touch-ups. Okay, here's the final product. I probably could have used another coat of paint, but since this towel hook covered most of the patch, it doesn't really matter, so because I can't see it. Yeah, job done, and good luck on your home repair.